What is up, North Nation? It's your boy, Ritter. What's up there, US2s? First off, hope everybody's doing well. As always, hope you're staying safe, doing what you're supposed to be doing as we live through this incredibly crazy saga known as the coronavirus COVID-19 quarantine isolation period, whatever, that has now been extended through May 15th. Dun, dun, dun. It's crazy, and I think we're all going a little stir crazy at home, trying to live our lives, get our schoolwork done, fulfill our professional duties. For me, I also have to fulfill my parental duties, soccer duties, Ritter rehab duties, all sorts of good stuff. So, hope you guys are doing well. This is your Monday morning weekly post. I just wanted to kind of recap everything you've been doing thus far since we came back from spring break last week, and what you're going to be doing going forward. So, um, last week you had class 2 days. You had class on Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, I introduced the new unit, the new Civil Rights Movement unit, topic 16 in your online textbook. And I also introduced the timeline project, which I'm going to get into a little bit here in this video, just to make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. Make sure you guys know that it's not an incredibly difficult project, and everything we do on a daily basis basically plays into the project and what you should be thinking about and topics you should be considering for your timeline. So, nothing to get too crazy about. Um, it's an individual project. It's about the civil rights. You are creating a timeline. I am giving you full authority and option to come up with whatever um, type of presentation you want to create the timeline in. That includes Google Slides. You can use TimeToast. There are plenty of online timeline making platforms that you can just do a quick Google search on. As always, I always press on you guys to think about Canva, think about LucidPress, think about creating your timeline and maybe an infographic or some type of other form of medium other than Google Slides. But given the circumstances, I am perfectly okay with you doing Google Slides. All right. Um, so nothing crazy there. On Tuesday, I had you watch the history of the civil rights movement, a YouTube video. You guys did that, and there was a follow-up activity. And then on Thursday, I had you guys watch a video on Pearson Realize about Mini Jean Brown Tricky. I haven't graded those yet, but they were obviously due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So I will look at your responses. Obviously, the point was to watch the video, figure out who Mini Jean was, why she was important, and what group she was a part of. And the group that she was a part of should absolutely be considered for a potential post in your timeline. So keep that in mind. All right. Starting today, and you guys can see my screen here, at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, because it is still Sunday in my world, this is going to post for you. It's going to be virtual learning day number 11. By the time we return, fun fact, on May 15th, we will have been out for 2 months, which is the equivalent to summer break, which is a little crazy to think about. But you'll see that I am attaching this video to it. I want you to comment below with a response that tells me how you're doing physically, mentally, and academically. All right. I want you to put some effort and time and energy into this. Physically, how are you holding up? Have you gotten sick? Has anyone in your family gotten sick? Has anybody around you gotten sick? Mentally, how are you holding up? Is the anxiety kicking in? Are you able to manage the workload? Mentally, just how are you holding up with all the news coming in? I'm sure at this point, some of you guys have gone out and seen the world that lies outside of our houses and how we have to wear masks and face coverings, so on and so forth. And then obviously, academically, how are you doing? Now that we've entered into the fourth marking period, how are things with this class? Are you understanding everything? Do you have any questions about the timeline, the project, the new unit, any of the grades I put in for marking period 3, the quarterly exemptions, so on and so forth? So be sure to put that into your response. I'll give you the full 5 points of academic credit. based on the breadth and depth, meaning how much information you give me and how good that information is. All right. I'll give you the full 5 points, assuming it looks like it's full 5 points worth of effort. On Fridays, I'd like to start setting up a Google Hangout. Now, I'll just do this on days that we actually have class on Fridays, including this week. So I'm thinking Friday at 1 p.m., which is our designated class time. We'll do a online Google Hangout so we can have some live FaceTime. It's completely optional. There is no attendance. Joining is optional. Attendance is not being taken. There's no assignment associated with it, but I would like to see some of you guys take a minute to jump on. Not only hear my face and hear my voice, but see each other's faces and hear each other's voices. And it will certainly be nice for me to do the same with you guys. So maybe set a reminder in your phone, set a reminder somewhere, write yourself a note that we're going to do a 1 p.m. Friday Google Hangout, and I will share that information on Classroom as Friday gets a little bit closer. Your daily assignment for today is going to be posted for 16.1, the Civil Rights Movement Strengthens. You're going to watch the flipped video. Now, the flipped videos I'm probably going to start leaning a lot on, mainly because they summarize everything that's covered in every section. So if you watch the video and you hear some of the terms and names listed in the video, it's going to give you an idea of what everything is, who everybody is, and how they play into the civil rights movement. So you're going to see a lot more of you guys watching some of these flip videos, maybe answering a couple questions, defining some terms and whatnot. Nothing crazy. But the flip videos are about 5 minutes long. It always ends in an essential question, as you guys know, because we've done them in class. But I'm definitely going to lean on those a little bit more as we proceed forward with the fourth marking period, especially not knowing if and when we're going to return. So you're going to watch the flipped video for section 16.1. It'll be posted as its own assignment. And in the assignment, I also created a Google document for you to answer not only the essential question, but I added in there a bonus question. And underneath the bonus question, you'll see that I put some terms and names that you need to make sure you know. Now, those terms and names can be found not just in the video, they can be found in the online text. They can also be found in your homework packets as well. So make sure those are defined. Make sure you know what they are, who those people are. For me, you only have to do the two questions, the essential question and the bonus question. But if you want to include in there, your definition or summary or explanation of the terms and names, that's fine as well. All right. After you're done with that, you should continue working on the step one connect, which is basically step one of your project in the student information sheet, which we'll take a look at in a minute. And your job is to develop questions and plan the investigation of your civil rights movement project. And I introduced this on Thursday last week. So hopefully some of you guys started this because it's due Wednesday. All right, so make sure it's ready to be turned in by the end of the day, Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. I included a Google document in the assignment for you to fill out. It's like an outline of your project, and it's just the framework of you getting ready to actually put your project together. So we're going to take a look at that again in a minute, just so I know that you guys are clear as to what I'm looking for from you. Number 5, just a little bit of a reminder, something to think about. You're going to have a vocab quiz on April 28th on the Chapter 29 homework packet vocabulary words. You'll need to do your Quizlet flashcards. All the words need to be defined, except the words on the last page of your homework packet in that glossary section. All right. I'm not sure how many words there are, but I'll probably give you a quiz similar to the one I gave you last time, where you're simply matching the definitions in the boxes of the words they belong to, just like we did in class, except you do a digital version. I may mix it up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when April 28th rolls around. But either way, there's nothing I can do to keep it from not being open notes. So it'll be an open notes quiz. But I'll try to trip you up just a little bit, make life a little bit difficult than you just simply going through your flashcards and looking up the right answers. All right. I'm going to click on that to schedule. And then what I want to do is I want to go back and just go over what I posted on Thursday. I did get a couple questions about it. So the first place I want to start is the student instructions for your project. All right. You should have read this twice already. Once when I introed it and again on Thursday when I posted it. All right. But essentially what they do is they take your project and they break it down into 4 sections. The first one is step 1, connect, develop questions, and plan the investigation. This is what's due on Wednesday. All right. Now, step 1's broken down into 2 smaller steps. 1A, launching the project and generating questions, and 1B, preparing the investigation. All right. Now, what I did for you here is I created, if I go back, a outline to help guide you through what you need to do. So essentially what you need to do is answer these sections in red. You need to give me 10 major events of the civil rights movement that occurred before or during the 1960s. All right. So before or during, I need a total of 10 major events. Then you need to find 10 major developments that happened after the 1960 civil rights movement. So a lot of these we're not going to cover. A lot of these we've already covered or will be covering as we cover topic 16. All right. So you can use the online textbook, you can use the videos, you can use your homework packet, you can use the internet to find these two, specifically these, because we are covering them or have already covered. So you may need the internet a little bit more for this second one where you're looking for things that happened after the 1960s movement. All right, keep in mind the 10 developments must include at least 3 examples of changes in the personal lives of those who participated. So you can pick 3 people, three people, and basically talk about how their lives changed before the 1960s movement, during the 1960s movement, and after the 1960s movement. All right. In your timeline, however you're putting it together, you do need to include at least 1 map, 1 chart or table, at least 1 graph, 2 photos, cartoons, or video clips, and at least 2 primary quotations. All right. Now, what you can do with these is you don't have to physically provide me with the map or the chart or the table or the graph or the photos and so on and so forth. You can just give me a link to the map or table or chart or graph or photos or primary sources that you are using. If you want to give me the actual document, you can give me the actual document. It's totally up to you. But underneath this, if you just want to put in a little bullet point, a little insert, and just give me the link of the map that you're going to use, that's perfectly fine as well. All right. So at minimum, I'm basically looking for everybody to hand in this completed, all the sections in red completed with everything you are going to use in your project. And that's due by Wednesday, April 22nd, which is this Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. on Google Classroom. All right. We are going to meet again on Wednesday. I'll have an assignment posted. Probably won't have a video of me, but it might have another related video to the civil rights movement. And then we will meet again on Friday. I'll post an assignment. We'll have a live Google Hangout so we can see each other's faces and share a couple smiles, maybe a couple funny stories, isolation stories. Um, and that's really it. For some of you guys that like to plan ahead, once you are done, after Wednesday, Friday, I'll introduce step 2, which is your investigation, your application of disciplinary concepts and tools. And again, like section 1, it looks like section 2 is broken up into 2 sections as well. There's actually 3. The nice part about this section is it gives you a lot of links to different sources to help you find the information you need for your timeline project. All right. So the 3 sections we'll get into a little bit more on Friday. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But then the third step is going to be synthesize, actually creating your civil rights movement timeline. Again, you can do it on TikTok, Time Glider, Capsies, Time Toast, or anything else you come up with. And then down here is how you're going to create and publish your timeline. But again, we'll get into that in more detail. And then lastly, step 4 is going to be your demonstration, communicating conclusions and taking informed actions. I see this being a video follow-up that allows you to present your timeline to me and reflect on the project. All right. It doesn't necessarily need to be a live project, but if you choose to go live and present, that's fine as well. And as you're rolling your eyes, just keep in mind that Carter, my second grader, had to present his heritage project live on Google Hangouts to his second grade teacher on Friday. So you are not the only ones being asked to do this. Hopefully, I'm not the only high school teacher asking you to do it. But it'll be fun. It'll be easy going. I've got it paced out that There won't be too much work for you on a given day. The only time it's going to turn into a lot of work is if you choose to put it off till the last minute. And that falls under the category of not my problem. So make sure you guys are working on a daily basis. Again, we've been told you should be putting in basically 40 to 60 minutes of work per class per day. So that's the guidelines I'm going by and the time frame I'm going by. And I think within 40 to 60 minutes, you should have more than enough time to do the daily assignment that I'm posting and get some work done on the project and whatever step we're covering. Okay. Other than that, man, I am all well. My family's all well. We are all still working from home and learning from home and teaching from home. Today was a nice day, so we got some landscaping done. Um, but I got to be honest, I'll share a little story before I sign off with you here. Um, Yesterday we went out. My daughter spent the day at my mother-in-law's. Not yesterday, Friday. Spent the day at my mother-in-law's, and then my son slept there Friday night. And when we picked him up on Saturday, we brought my daughter with us for the ride. And my wife had to go inside the house, and she asked, "Why is mommy going back inside the house?" And I said she had to get her mask. And that was kind of weird because it was kind of a foreshadowing of the world we live in now, where you have to not forget your mask when you leave the house. You know, it was like, don't forget your cell phone, don't forget your wallet, don't forget your sunglasses. Now you cannot forget your mask, and that's a little crazy to me. So, if you guys go out, you go to any stores, stay safe, abide by the social distancing, all that fun stuff. And, hopefully at some point we get back together and we can laugh at this whole thing. I hope this isn't the way we're going to finish our year, but to be honest, it's looking more and more like that's the way it's going to be. So, any questions, shoot me an email, ritterm@middletownk12.org. You can post on Google Classroom, but if I don't get back to you within an hour or two, it probably means I didn't see it. So just to be safe, send me a email. All right, because the emails come to my phone, they come to my computer, they come to the Chromebook. It's impossible for me to miss emails. So, all right, guys, that is it for me. I will talk to you soon. Any questions, let me know.